How do you think people responded to the prospect of imminent doom? They gobbled it up like a chocolate eclair. They didn't fear their demise, they repackaged it. It can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies. The entire world wholeheartedly embraced the apocalypse and sprinted towards it with gleeful abandon. Meanwhile, your Earth was crumbling all around you. You've got simultaneous epidemics of obesity and starvation. Explain that one. Bees and butterflies start to disappear. The glaciers melt. Algae blooms all around you. The coal mine canaries are dropping dead, and you won't take the hint. In every moment, there is the possibility of a better future, but you people won't believe it. And because you won't believe it, you won't do what is necessary to make it a reality. So you dwell on this terrible future, you resign yourselves to it. For one reason, because that future doesn't ask anything of you today. So, yes, we saw the iceberg, we warned the Titanic. But you will just steered for it anyway, full steam ahead. Why? Because you want to sink.
Well, the poor keep getting hungry, and the rich keep getting fat. Politicians change, but they're never gonna change that. But you and me, girl, we got the answer right in our hands. All we gotta do is well, the winds of war are blowing, and the tide is coming in. Don't you be hoping for the good times, because the good times have already been. But girl, we got the answer, so easy you won't believe. All we gotta do is it's so easy to see. If only they'd listen to you and me. We got to if we can. We got to woman, every man. We got to time after time. We got to Caroline.
Time Ram!
When the truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies, that's when you know you're listening to Time Ram, the Doctor Who podcast that randomly takes a randomly selected Doctor and a randomly selected story and rams them together, roughly. Well, we plan to do this for all the Doctor Who stories, and we don't give a damn if anyone is still listening at the end, if there is an end. I'm Paul Ferry, and joining me in this Sisyphean task are my regular hosts, Barry Williams.
This got dark, didn't it? Hello.
And Rupert Booth.
There will be an end.
How are we today, chaps? I've been mostly watching box sets.
Sounds like a pretty good way of spending your day. Yeah.
I've been working, and the rest of the time I've been watching box sets.
Oh, yeah. Working, he said.
Yes.
Air quotes. Yeah. I've not been working today, but I have been taking my son to school and revising for an exam that I've got in a couple of weeks. So, not a bundle of laughs, really.
It's an immense amount of photoshopping.
Yes.
Not a bundle of laughs either.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm watching box sets. What it is at the time we're recording is that the season 25, the collection has just come out, and the Blake 7 series 1, and I've kind of been flitting between them. But I kind of about 3 times I've had the disc to watch the extended edition of the Happiness Patrol in the tray, and just thought, I just can't. And I've taken it out again and watched the Blake Seven instead. It literally happened to me 3 times.
I've sort of skimmed it. It does look nice. It does make
It
an
does, yeah,
improvement
I
to
did
it.
that
But it's
too. I
still the
kind of
Happiness
watched,
Patrol.
yeah,
I'd be interested to see how they expand the city out from those terrible sets and make it look a bit more like a
very,
place where
very
people live.
nicely from
Very
the bit
nicely,
I've
actually,
seen.
yeah.
There's a bit where it kind of pans down. It looks really, really good. But
Well, the thing is, I've noticed there's a lot of pans down because basically you can't extend the set outwards very easily for either side,
yeah,
especially with camera moves. So there's an awful lot of scenes that begin with the pan down from the cityscape to a studio set, and
yes.
after a while you start going, "This is your trick, isn't it? This is the one trick you've got." Um, so yeah, nice, but and nicely integrated. I mean, very well integrated, much better than anything seen before.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'll
If it was
probably get
only
to
a-
see it in about 5 years. Yeah.
if it was only a better story.
If it was only a better story, if it was, yeah, if it just wasn't the happiness. I couldn't have spent the money on the web planet.
Yeah,
Pan down from the
sort of panning
the moons
down
of Vortis
from-
all the way down I to suppose, the, I suppose the that's even studio set. easier because it's just the moons of Vortis all the time, isn't it? Yeah.
as a sort of a flock of a sort of V formation of Menoptera.
Yeah.
Flying
You do a bit
across
more
it.
of that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
I've heard of Optra just kind of going off a cliff like lemmings, you know.
Yeah.
Wind form. Ah.
What would be the name, do you think, for a flock of Menoptera?
Um, a flutter.
Yeah.
De winter.
The winter.
The Winter of Menoptera.
The winter of Menoptera.
The winter
Now, if we
Menoptera,
ever get
yeah.
the web planet, that's the title.
When we get the web planet. When we get the web planet. It's a day I'm looking forward to immensely.
Has to happen sometime.
Unless we get like David Tennant in it or Sylvester McCoy.
Well, that's also entirely plausible. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we do this one?
Yes. Well,
Yeah, we
yes.
probably should.
Tonight. Yeah. Tonight we're doing the Doctor's Wife now.
No.
Tonight
Like 10 minutes, not even getting to the title.
we're looking at it. No, I was going to say we're looking at it. There's no. Is there a way of saying this? This doesn't sound creepily sexual.
Where no, there isn't. So just
No.
go for ramming the Doctor's wife
The doc.
and have done with it. Hold your head up high. Nothing else we can do.
Yes. Okay. With the Doctor, that's the
Yep.
the important factor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the Doctor's Wife. It's a story with a killer rep. But what do we all think of it?
I enjoy it. I always think the stuff in the corridors of the TARDIS with Amy and Rory drags a bit.
That feels like
Yeah.
padding.
Yeah,
But most of it,
I'd much rather be spending time with the Doctor and Idris.
yeah.
Yeah.
But most of it is annoyingly good.
Yeah. It is
Particularly since
good.
the reputation of the writer took a bit of a dip recently.
Yes.
Well, I'd be interested to know how much of it is a polish from Moffat,
Apparently
because
quite a lot, I've heard.
yeah,
A lot of
because
polish.
you look at,
Yeah.
I think we mentioned this when we did Nightmare in Silver, that that Moffat didn't polish up so much, and it's crap. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, it was a script they were
wonder.
quite keen on, wasn't it? Because it's a very
Yeah.
expensive one.
Mm.
I mean, and a massive part of that expense must have been keeping the old console room stood up in studio for an entire year
Yeah.
Probably,
while they
yeah.
waited to film this.
Yeah.
And I said we can't afford it in season 5, so they held it back even longer. I mean, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have
And
been
also
eye-watering.
design-wise, it looks quite expensive. As you know, I mean, I know there's a lot of digital replacement, but that's quite expansive exterior setting.
Yeah.
All the junk
Yeah.
and stuff around that. You've got to get to a location and set up, and it's a lot of people and a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where money goes. So
It's kind of, I think, kind of in tonally, it's a story that it's kind of a direction they possibly should have gone in, but kind of didn't. It's a bit of a one-off, really.
Mm.
Mm.
That you don't really get more stories in that direction. So
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really do it again, could you? It's
No.
definitely yeah. It's like we've done that idea now. That's exhausted.
Oh well, we could make it the end of season 1 of the McGann season, and like, how is William Shatner?
yeah,
Hmm.
Like this
space-sucking parasite thing is actually the Doctor's father,
Yeah.
Ulysses.
It would be a good one. It would
Yeah.
be something they would do for that series to announce that title of it. And because of the nature of the way the McGann series is, people would think, oh, it is actually a woman who
Yeah.
is the Doctor's wife coming into it, and then
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
kind of, it isn't. So
I mean, this is
Yeah.
it. None of us ever believed for a second it was actually about the Doctor's wife, also because
No.
we like the JNT notice board thing, you know. Um,
Yeah, I mean that's a gag there for the fans, isn't it?
which
Yes.
is which is actually an epic troll on the part of JNT. Respect.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I suppose we should explain this story. Famously, JNT put the Doctor's wife as a title on his notice board behind us. So when fans came to visit, if
Yeah.
that story got out into the faniverse, he knew who was leaking. Which is the sort of thing. How paranoid do you have to be to give a shit about that? But that's the sort of thing he used to do. And the Doctor's wife
Because you've got fans
famously.
coming into your office all the time. The better thing to do would have been to meet the fans in reception downstairs.
Yeah.
Stop coming in my fucking office.
Yeah, stop coming in my fucking office, you know. I'd do that.
Mind you, apparently he quite like fans coming. No, never mind.
Well, he didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't exactly. When you see pictures of his office, he didn't exactly make it kind of undesirable to fans, did he? It's
No.
like
Yeah.
it's
full of
like the
photos, but,
it's like the child catcher's van in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He's like, come and see my books and autographs, all free.
mind you, after about
Not that I'm
18
suggesting that GNT was like the child catcher from
We may have
Chitty
been
Chitty Bang Bang.
influenced by Richard Master's biography here.
Go ahead, time round.
Right. Well, at the end of our last adventure with Paul McGann and his assistants Grace and Lee, Mr. Rupert Booth here posited at the end of the arc in space that they get a message from the Doctor's father, Ulysses, who gives them another mission,
Blimey.
which
Ah.
would seem to tie in quite nicely.
And it turns up in a little
Yeah.
boy as well.
Yeah, he gets the message in a little cube,
Well, hey.
which comes
Yeah.
tapping on the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
Tap tap tapping.
Tap, tap, tap at the TARDIS door.
Laddie little cubes. Scratching at my roundels.
Bloody Ulysses.
Look at this cube in a shorty nighty.
We keep making this reference. If anybody doesn't know what it is,
Yeah, that's just
it's going to be very confusing.
You have to be older. And it's not on us. No, on you to be older.
I'll just give this one clue. Peter Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that ties in quite well.
Excellent. That was a very clever posit by me at the time. It's like I knew it was coming.
It's like you knew
Yeah.
it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The
Yeah.
magic of the
But
ram.
now you're making it sound like you did know it was coming, but you didn't.
I
No,
didn't
I mean,
know. I
it's-
really didn't. I didn't.
it's genuine.
There's no way I could possibly have known it was coming, is there? Unless I'm
No.
actually gaining the ram, which I'm not. Some
Um,
people should. Sometimes I have been tempted. When we had that run of Sylvester a year ago or something like that, it's just kind of like
Yeah.
I could just say it's Patrick Troughton and then never know. But
Yeah, so they're in deep space, really. They're kind of they got this cube which they've found. It's a message cube that's sent by Time Lords.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, in the original, the Matt Smith version, it's from the Corsair.
Yeah.
There's an old friend of the Doctor's who always had the same tattoo in every regeneration that they had. But I don't know if that's the case now. Maybe it's from Ulysses. I don't know.
take it from Ulysses. Why not?
Yeah.
Right, maybe it's from Ulysses. Yeah, and they're in another universe,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
they need to track them down there. Possibly before this, there's obviously made a little bit of a pre-credit with we see some mysterious going on. Got some characters there. There's an old lady and an older gentleman,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they've got an ood with them.
Yeah.
I love this lot.
Yeah, they're great.
These are
Yeah.
the highlights of the episode for me.
Yeah,
I could watch an entire episode with the Doctor not even turning up, just the two of them and Idris and the nude
yeah.
just bimbling around, being kind of weird.
Idris in the
Alice
nude.
in Wonderland.
Idris and the ood.
It did sound like you said Idris in the nude there.
I've always had a bit of a yen for her, so that's fine by me.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, there's also a very attractive younger lady there, who they're removing her soul. which is not a good outcome for her. So
Yeah.
It's never really addressed either. She's just gone. Idris, real Idris.
She's just
gone
destroyed,
forever.
whoever she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not made out of spare parts like the other two. So where's she come
No.
from?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit worrying. But don't know.
I think they all crashed there at different times, like in Brain of Morbius,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe she crashed a bit later.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like a really, really unlucky Vicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that Vicky's massively lucky, but
Yeah.
more so she doesn't get her soul sucked out and replaced with the soul of the TARDIS.
Yeah. I mean, you're
Never
better off
happens
than
to
that.
Vicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we have the bloke played by Jonathan Harris? If he was still alive then.
Not indeed. Yeah, he was.
I think he
Yeah.
was alive. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Father.
I don't know where that came from. I just
He's
thought,
called Uncle. It's Uncle.
Uncle. It's Uncle. Oh,
Uncle
yeah,
and Auntie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it earlier on today. Bloody hell.
And the dude's called Nephew. Yeah.
Mhm.
It could be Auntie then.
He's my auntie.
Sort of older
Peggy
American
Mount.
actress.
The American. Majel Barrett. Actually, Majel Barrett.
Wow, Jonathan Harris and Rachel Barrett.
There you go. Uniting
There you
the three franchises in one go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who could be Idris.
Uma Thurman.
I was going to say
Yeah,
Nana
we're
Visitor.
talking 96. Nana Visitor's probably more within their budget.
Yeah.
But totally tied up in TS9 then.
Yeah.
True.
You could have Gillian Anderson. David Duchovny in the previous episode might have went, when I get in that show, it's great.
Gillian Anderson would be great.
It would be great. Yeah. Yeah. Should be.
Gillian
Yeah.
Anderson.
Yeah. I mean, she's great. Everything she does. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
I love
Look at
Gillian
Jonathan
Anderson.
Harris going, it's really going to hurt to Gillian Anderson. That's nice.
I love Gillian Anderson's complete transition from being an American into being British. I mean, she is British. I know that.
Completely, yeah.
She used to pretend to be American when she was doing the X-Files, even in interviews and things. And
now she seems to get most of her work over here, doesn't she? She's she's definitely come back to stay. Yeah.
I remember her being on, it was probably bloody Wogan or something at the time of the X-Files, and she was speaking with a British accent, and he's kind of going, I can't help noticing that you've become British.
What's that about? Yeah. Okay, so they go to this other universe, and the TARDIS immediately loses power, basically.
Yeah.
And the Matrix.
That'll be lots of waffle about the time rotor. It'll be all about the time rotor. And then they might go down and prod the Eye of Harmony and see if Lee can open it by twisting the staff. It's just not having it.
Yeah.
The eye's closed, mate. It's not in today.
Well, the Matrix gets sucked out of it, so I assume the Matrix will come out of the Eye of Harmony in a big glowy blue.
It will, won't it? It's bound to.
Yeah.
The Eye of Harmony will open, the Matrix will come out.
Yeah.
Even though what that's going to do with the Matrix, I have no idea.
Knows. But yeah.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I can just see it. It'd be one of those kind of sort of swirly effects that were very popular in the 90s. It'd be one of a ball of swirly stuff.
It'd be an early CGI swirly ball.
CGI swirly ball. Yeah, absolutely. And it goes into Idris. Cue titles. So we come back. They're in a tiny bubble universe. It looks quite a lot like a junkyard. In a quarry.
In a quarry, yeah.
Which I suspect it is. I mean,
it is.
In the 90s in America, I feel like they'd have their own version of the Star Trek cave. It'd probably be in there.
Yeah.
Planet Hell.
Planet Hell. Yeah. They'd be like, oh, look, Planet Hell again.
Because it doesn't need to be a location, does it? It's not.
It'd either be that, or if it's being filmed in Canada, it would be like all those episodes of Stargate where they kind of keep turning up and different planets, and it's clearly Vancouver. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, look, Canada. As you say, it's quite an expansive set that they built in this quarry, isn't it? Must have been quite a lot of night shoots. So, Idris runs in. She runs in and snugs the doctor. snugs the doctor. What the hell am I talking about?
The doctor.
She snugs him. Snogs him.
She snugs him in his face.
Kisses the doctor.
She comes in and kisses the doctor with her tongue.
Yes.
And that'll have totally, like you said before, that'll have totally been in the trailer for the next episode. That'll be all over. Doctor's wife.
Gillian Anderson snogging Paul McGann.
Yeah. Paul McGann.
Yeah.
Fireworks go off in the background because that always happens when someone snogs the Eighth Doctor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
As we know from the telly movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is our only point of reference, I admit, but never mind, it's canon. So yeah.
He'll have one foot in the air. He'll be swooning. Oh.
Presumably, I mean, Grace is kind of a bit aggressive towards the Doctor sexually. Would she just storm in and lamp Idris one or something? Would they start having a sexy cat fight? Yes.
Yeah.
The rubbish.
With Jonathan Harris going, oh my.
Yeah, she also bites. I mean, she introduces herself by saying goodbye, and then she bites him.
Yeah.
Or at least Uncle turns out. Uncle warns them that she bites, and she goes for it. And then she tells him that the little boxes will make him angry, and then she collapses. She's out of it. So we get introduced to the other characters. The Doctor's kind of greeting Uncle and Auntie and nephew. Is nephew an ood in this? Is he still an ood?
Oh, I don't know what he is.
I don't know. Have we encountered dudes in any previous ones? I can't remember.
What have we had so far? We've had Wirren.
We've had Wirren.
We've had
Wirren. Oh, well, is it Wirren? Yeah.
Yeah, we've had
Wirren in the previous story. It was in the Ark in Space.
There we go.
What other stories did we have? We had the flesh moth things.
Yeah.
That's Wirren then.
We haven't had much in the way of monsters, really, have we?
Let's just make it a Wirren. It's funny.
Yeah.
Being a Wirren. Great.
It's quite useful because it's got this message, this kind of communication ball which it holds in its hand, obviously.
Wirren could have that, stab it in his mandibles.
Okay, yeah.
The size of his mandibles.
It's the Doctor fixes it basically. He repairs this communication device, and it starts playing all these Time Lord distress signals.
Yeah.
So we learned that lots of Time Lords have been here in the past.
We haven't lost the Time Lords in this, have we? McGann isn't the last of the Time Lords, and Gallifrey hasn't been destroyed, has it?
No.
So that poignancy of that moment, which is great, and Matt Smith plays it really well and underplays it as well. The realization of fuck, there could be more Time Lords out there after all.
Yeah,
is nicely done, but we haven't got any of that in this.
No, that's it's less significant. Yeah,
we'll probably just run around a bit and tell us his shoes are great.
Well, yeah, being Paul McGann, he'll have been talking about Time Lords, constantly.
I suspect from the amount of kind of Seals of Rassilon and stuff that's in the TV movie, there'd be Time Lords all over this series.
Where the Master's dressed for the occasion, it's Time Lordy. Yeah. Time Lord executing the Master at the beginning.
Yeah, Auntie tells us that House repaired them all. And
so are we committing to House being Ulysses?
I don't know. Does it work? I don't know.
No, maybe we can just leave it till the end. Well, I don't know. We'll have to kind of decide soon, don't we?
Yeah. House turns out to be.
It could take the story in a different mechanic direction if we did, but we don't have to because the story stands all right as it is.
Yeah, House turns out to be fairly irredeemable. I mean, we could say Ulysses has been there in the past.
Yeah.
Since they're following his trail, or maybe Ulysses has warned them that there's something out there gobbling Time Lords. I don't know. You're right. We do have to make a decision about this at some point.
Maybe it's Ulysses's hand instead of the Corsair.
No.
You know this.
There's the Corsair's hand. The hand. There's a hand. The hand. Later on, we haven't got to it yet, but the hand turns up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he knows it belongs to Ulysses because it's got a seal of Rassilon tattooed on the.
I suppose
the back of his hand.
I suppose it's going to be easier if we just leave it as being House.
It's a good job it's not Ulysses' dick, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, I recognise that cock ring anywhere. That's my father's.
No. I
Wow,
veto
Siegel
this.
took it to areas in the 90s. Didn't he? Blimey. It's like he picked up a new adventure and went, yeah, fuck that, I'll show you.
You see, my father, Ulysses, he had to have a Prince Albert in every regeneration. Otherwise, he just didn't feel like himself.
Yes, but why do you specifically recognize it, though? Explain that, Doctor.
I don't know where my mind went there. Anyway, excise that if you like. Okay, so what were we saying? Yes, so yeah, the world. They're on the world.
Yeah.
They're on an asteroid, basically, which is House. House is
Yeah.
the world. Idris, meanwhile, she's locked up for her own safety, basically. They put her in a cage, and she wakes up there. She wakes up in this cage, and she starts talking about how the Doctor will be sad. So yeah, that just sort of comes in as a little brief scene in the middle of this. So we learn that the asteroid is sentient, and it speaks to them. It speaks through auntie, uncle, and nephew.
It could be the planet Magla.
The planet what?
Mentioned in Destiny of the Daleks. He's reading his book when he's trapped under the pillar in episode 1. He's going on about the planet Magla, which is a massive sentient planet because it's an amoeba.
All right.
Growing up crusty shell. It could be just with Philip Siegel's penchant for delving into anything from the series' past. Maybe it's the planet Magla.
Yeah.
Unless it turns out to be from the series' future. This is the time realm.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be the planet Magla. I just thought I'd mention the planet Magla.
Planet Magna, yeah.
I like the planet Magla.
It's quite fun. Well, we've had a sentient sun as well, I suppose, as well. So it's not, it's not unique.
I'd like to do a story about Marga on Magla with Meglos.
Would this be a prequel?
No, it's more like a song. It sounds a bit like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Could it also have Migron?
It can have Migron. It can absolutely have Migron. Excellent. There we go.
Good stuff.
Yep. Torchwood. Call that a spin-off.
That's the exciting thing. There's nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
So yes, House. House is speaking to them.
Can it be played by Hugh Laurie playing it exactly the way he plays House?
I did think of that. Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah.
He's constantly pissed off.
Yeah, that's it. Get out of my junkyard. Yeah. So he tells them that there's no Time Lords there now.
Yeah.
So the Doctor, Grace, and Lee decide to have a look around. We cut back to Idris very briefly. She's going, "Where's my thief?
Yeah.
Bring my thief back." And then we get some slightly odd scenes where the Doctor, he decides to send Grace back to the TARDIS to get his sonic screwdriver. And it persuades Lee to go with her.
And it's very obviously sham and flim flam to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Very much. Yeah. I mean, I know the first draft of the script just had Amy in it.
Right.
So it is noticeable there's not much for Amy and Rory to do.
It is thin, that stuff. It is kind of...
Yeah. They're clearly sharing the dialogue that's there.
Yeah. We'll concoct something more exciting for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the corridors of the TARDIS.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
We'll keep them in the TARDIS, but we'll think of something better, like Shadow turns up in hologram form.
Yeah.
Taunts them.
Yeah. So he sends him back to the TARDIS, and it is, as you say, absolute flim flam because he's already got his sonic screwdrivers in his jacket, which he's wearing.
Yeah.
But as soon as they get there, and they kind of call him from the TARDIS phone, which I guess kind of works in the 90s. Maybe he's got a brick on him. I don't know.
Yeah. I think he'd probably have a more sophisticated communicator.
Maybe he would.
Yeah.
He'd have some kind of Star Trek communicator. Yeah. But as soon as they get there, he locks them in. Basically, he just he sets the locks and they're stuck inside.
It would be nice if they went surreal and just had him bringing like an old-fashioned telephone receiver out on a curly cord out of his coat. And what? Making that a regular thing.
With a sort of proper dial on it.
Yeah. Oh, no, just a receiver. The dial would be in the coat. It's got...
Commercial time.
You are invited on an adventure across all of time and space. In a completely random order. It's the Police Box in the Junkyard podcast. Jump in the TARDIS with your hosts,
Eric Gulbranson,
Asad Kheshki,
and
Matthew Kressel.
Explore Doctor Who TV stories, audio adventures, and books, both novels and non-fiction. The Police Box in the Junkyard podcast. It's the entire Whoniverse. On shuffle. The Police Box in the Junkyard podcast is a member of the Direction Point Network and is available about once a month wherever you find your podcasts. You are listening to Time Ram on the Direction Point Doctor Who podcast network. Woomph. Time Ram.
So yeah, he's trapped them in the ship, and then he keeps looking. He keeps looking around this place, and he finds a cupboard full of cubes.
Yeah.
And there's cries of help coming from these cubes. The cries of help from the long dead.
Not Bovril then,
Not Bovril. No.
because you've got that in cubes and cupboards.
Yeah, it's not even normally screaming in my experience. It's fairly
You've
it's
never
fairly
heard
calm.
Screaming Bovril. Ah, right.
Screaming
Might be
Bovril.
banned down
They were
south, I
a
don't know.
great band.
Screaming Bovril.
Screaming Bovril. Wow.
Screaming Bovril.
Wah, wah. That could be the title of this episode.
That could be the
Screaming
title.
Bovril. Nice.
Screaming Bovril. Yeah.
Bovril would be a good name for a baddie, wouldn't it? If you can have Davros, why not Bovril?
Bovril.
Bovril, yeah.
Yeah. Is Bovril just a UK thing, or do they have it in other places? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a Bovril expert.
I don't know.
I know a bit more about Marmite, but not much.
It's a bit Terry Nation, isn't it, Bovril? Del Bovril.
Well, it causes massive annihilation and sets up a
It's like one of those names from Genesis of the Daleks.
Yeah.
Arrest Bovril.
yeah. Guy Signer, he'd be Bovril.
He would be.
I'm wandering through. It could be a running gag, in a McGann story. You could just, hello, it's Bovril's moment. When
That's
the
something
cubes come
that-
out, they're like, this would be the perfect place for Bovril, but no, and just leaves again. And goes back to his little
Guy Signer was working in the States in the 90s. That works.
yeah.
It'd be fun to do that in a Doctor Who episode, wouldn't it? Have a character who's got a name that, is perfectly respectable in their language.
Mhm.
But to anyone from Earth, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anus.
Yeah, the Doctor's never met anyone called Anus. I wonder why.
No, that's because none of us have ever written a Doctor Who story yet, but that's fine.
Should be king of his planet. Anus the
Yeah,
Great.
I am Anus of Kaltare. You what, sorry?
Bow before Anus.
Kaltare! No, the first bit's what's important.
Respect Anus.
my father was a great anus, but I am a greater anus.
They call me Anus the One-Eyed, but I see you.
Oh, we're such teenagers.
Right, stop that! Silly!
Yeah, so the Doctor's he's getting angry. He's getting angry now.
Yeah.
He's asking Auntie and Uncle how many Time Lords have been lured here. And around the same point, he realizes that they're patchworks of people. There are lots of bits stuck together, which is why they're a bit misshapen. And
Wonder who stuck them together. His house got like hands that come out into the ground and go, just going to sew that bit to that.
he's got his
Stick
own
it in your
surgeon. Got his surgeon on speed dial.
Solon.
Yeah, I need you to do some unethical surgery. Okay, yeah.
Is it in a different
Comes in.
universe again? That's a lot of travel.
Yeah.
Gonna cost you.
I am going to charge for that.
Yeah. I'm not going to pay you that much. No, you're wrong.
In the original version, obviously, Auntie has got Corsair's arm
Yeah.
with his famous tattoo.
Mhm.
And I guess that could be Ulysses' arm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Major Barrett with William Shatner's arm.
yeah.
Nice.
And Uncle mentions that he's got his kidneys and his spine. Actually, probably I assume Ulysses survived this. I mean, he's armless, but he's kind of
Yeah.
Shatner, he just regenerates.
He's got a sort of metal arm, like what's his face
he's got a
from
metal arm. Yeah,
Metropolis.
yeah.
Rotwang.
Rotfang.
Rotwang.
He's got a Rotfang arm. Oh.
Yeah. He should play him like that as well. I mean, I can imagine
Yes.
Shatner.
Yes. I don't think Shatner would take much persuading to.
What we need to
Cool.
do, what we need to do is get this podcast so big that by the time we actually come to the McGann episode where he meets Ulysses, we get Shatner on as a guest
God.
and McGann,
And
and we write a little script.
Shatner will be about 100 then.
That's fine. That won't stop him.
He'll still look younger than us.
Yes.
Look at William Shatner. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm the clever one.
Brain
I'm the clever one.
or brawn
I'm the clever one.
versus brain.
You're the potato one.
I can't improve at this very moment.
Okay, so yeah, Ulysses has got what Wang's arm. So yeah, he's obviously the one that got away.
Yeah.
But most of these Time Lords are did. They very much did.
Got away without his spine, mind you. That's going to be problematic.
Ooh. He's got
Yeah.
a fang spine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, how he's going to crawl away without a spine, I don't quite know.
He'll
He's
have
William
sexual
fucking
regeneration.
Shatner. That's
Yeah, he's William fucking Shatner. Absolutely. He's not going to crawl away. He's going to drop kick someone and leave. Without a spine, that's not going to stop him. Just tense the muscles in his back really hard. Spine substitute.
They missed a trick in the original with the Corsair. They should have said, I recognize his arm because of the Corsair.
Hey, there you go.
I don't thank you.
I was thinking, should I make that joke? Oh, no. Fuck it, I will.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Are you dressed as Stephen?
I don't regret it. Yeah, I think I'll be dressed as
Nice.
It's a Stephen tribute. That's
Oh, come on!
highly appropriate.
Yeah.
So the Doctor's obviously set against House. He's going to try and defeat House.
Mhm.
Uncle tells him that House is too clever. But the Doctor, he goes straight to Idris. Cage, because she mentioned the boxes before. So he's like, how did you know about the boxes? And this is where she kind of spills the beans.
Mhm.
She is the TARDIS.
Yeah.
The TARDIS is in her. And she talks about how she stole him, or they stole each other, and left Gallifrey back in the day. So, he lets her out. And she tells him that the House put the Matrix in Idris. And the reason for doing this is, I didn't quite follow the reasoning, but it leaves the TARDIS vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think that is the entire reason. It just, it takes the power away from the TARDIS.
Takes
so
the power away. Yeah.
Can inhabit it.
Yeah, that's right. So House can now enter the TARDIS. Yeah. So we've had a couple of little cutaways to the TARDIS where it's got this kind of mysterious mist appearing around it.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is perfectly doable in CGI in the McGann era.
Yeah.
No, this is problematic, really, is it?
No. Actually, I mean, this entire story it fits in very well with the McGann era, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
it's
wouldn't even.
all that
You don't
different.
even need to trim it because it would be about the same length, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes. It's it's fine. Yeah.
I think everything would be a little bit bluer rather than greenish.
Yes.
But aside from that, and it would be shot on 35 mil, and look great.
It would look lovely. Yeah. So there's mist surrounding the TARDIS. We've got Grace and Lee trapped inside. This, like I say, this fits the McGann era. I mean, this makes a perfectly good TARDIS heavy episode for them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It dematerializes. It disappears.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in there. And they realize that they're not safe. House is there. House is speaking to them. And asking them for a good reason not to kill them there and then. Which is quite tough to think of.
Grace will be going, did you need a doctor on board and I'm the only one left? Something like that.
Well, what happens in the original version is Rory gets a good bright idea and says, you don't want to kill us straight away. You want to torture us for a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
And Amy's going, what the fuck are you saying, you dipshit? But that turns out to be entirely true. He does want to torture them for a bit. Rory's like, do you want us to entertain you? Yeah, go on then. Run, entertain me. So, we can give that to Lee, I guess.
give
Yeah.
him something to do.
Yeah,
So,
he could entertain House by doing his disco dancing from the previous episode.
she's still got the trousers.
Yeah, he's still wearing the silver rayon trousers.
Or pants, as he would call them.
And House in return obliterates Lee, and then we don't have to think about him for any further episode. No. Gone. Well, but it's the McGann era, a kind of like golden angel of energy. He'll bring him back at the end, won't he?
Yes.
No, he can keep them, can't he? He's just got them under his regular clothes. So whenever he needs them, he just rips his clothes off,
Yeah.
a la stripper fashion, and then he's got his disco pants on underneath. Okay.
Or he could be destroyed.
Thank you, Doctor.
Auntie and Uncle tell us that House feeds on TARDISes, and then they die. When I say then they die, I mean, Auntie and Uncle die. They just die.
Yes. They just stop.
Yeah. So the Doctor and Idris have now got approximately about 3 hours before the entire asteroid disappears in this bubble universe, and they're a bit stuck until they realise that they're in a junkyard made of bits of TARDIS.
I think if Siegel was still producing with his love of kind of little references to things from the past, you'd have like the Master's grandfather clock and like the monk's TARDIS or something.
Yeah.
I do like that when they do finally construct a TARDIS, it's got their little kind of mirror on it.
Yes.
From Tom Baker's.
Wasn't that like part of some competition? There's some.
Yes, it was.
Maybe to design a TARDIS.
Yeah, it was.
Design a cheap
Computer,
TARDIS.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what
That
they
wouldn't
got.
be happening in the States in the 90s.
No.
No, it'd probably be quite a lot bigger, actually. Yeah.
I think because of what Paul was just saying about the desire to reference other stuff, I think they'll find a Hartnell type console.
Yeah.
And some proper rounded walls, I remember when I watched this the first time thinking, I don't actually believe that they've managed to build a working TARDIS out of bits. Then I thought about Pertwee whizzing about on the console, and I thought, oh, fine. Actually, TARDISes can do that.
Yeah. You put the time rotor in, charges up, good to go.
Yeah.
We do get that scene as well where Idris says, "Call me sexy," which is quite a Moffatish touch.
Yes.
I think we'll get it in this as well. I think we'll get the flirt.
You think Siegel would do that? I think he'd, he'd go there. All right, okay.
Yeah.
So they, as we've been saying, that they build a TARDIS, or at least the Doctor builds a TARDIS out of bits. Idris mostly critiques. They get that lovely conversation where she says, "I always took you where you needed to go."
Yeah. It's great stuff. This is the interplay between them is gorgeous. She's exactly the right casting.
It's superb dialogue, isn't it? All the way through.
And it's great dialogue, yeah. And I absolutely believe she's the TARDIS.
Yeah, you buy it. Yeah,
really buy it. Yeah.
It's a great performance by it. Yeah, I can't remember her name. What was her name? The actress's name? She's been in loads of things. Saran Jones.
Saran Jones.
Yes.
Not all that.
Yes. Saran Jones is excellent.
Saran Jones.
Saran Jones. Very good at Saran Jones.
I'm a big fan of her. Yeah.
So who is that, Baz?
That's a name we'll never forget.
Yeah, Saran Jones.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Good.
She's been in a lot of police dramas and stuff like that. She's done lots of stuff.
Yes, she has, the Saran Jones.
Yeah, Saran Jones, yeah. So, Idris, she's dying too, basically. She's got about 18 minutes. And they need to get off this asteroid pretty darn quick. So, they set that away. Meanwhile, Grace and Lee, they're running through the TARDIS. Philip Siegel, he's just, he's wanking off in the corner. He's jacking away to this. But they're running through various bits of TARDIS. The Eye of Harmony have been there, I'm sure.
Yeah. I bet the production team were looking at the script and going, seriously, you ever seen the size of the console room? And then you wanted a cloister room that was even bigger. And now you want some corridor. How big do they have to be? Like these cathedral-sized corridors with these tiny figures running through them. Absolutely no need for them to be that big.
Yeah, it's not a big set, is it? It's clearly one bit of corridor.
Yeah, it's clearly one bit of corridor. Yeah.
Yeah.
These will be about 20 of them will be the size of Buckingham Palace.
I mean, it does get repetitive here. I mean, Rory gets trapped behind a door at least twice.
Yeah.
And then turns up old and angry and a bit kind of
Yeah.
a bit leery.
He fitted well on Time Ram.
I didn't like that bit. He got a bit incel for me.
Yeah.
When he's always in for why did you leave me? I waited 2,000 years for you.
My least favorite part of the episode.
Calm the fuck down. But you said you wanted to do something more exciting for this.
I did. I said we should do something more exciting. I said we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something.
Okay.
Let's come up with something.
The Doctor's mother turns up in spectral form, and the memory of her has been in the TARDIS for a long time, but has somehow been kept from manifesting because the soul of the TARDIS was incompatible with the human side of the Doctor. But now the soul of the TARDIS is gone, so she's able to roam the corridors freely like a ghost. And she comes and helps them. As House hinders them, she comes and helps them through and drops little tiny hints about the Doctor.
Would it make more sense if Ulysses turned up and explained what the fuck happened to him and how he got away from this place?
Maybe. Gesturing with his metal arm. Reassuringly.
In that reassuring what went way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Just to put you at your ease.
Or he's just like Doctor Strangelove, where he's just going.
Is he on a horse? I think he might be on a horse because they would just say, "I want a horse in it," or "I'm not doing it." We'll go, "Yeah, fine." So he's on a horse with a metal arm.
Yeah, they kind of they walk through a door in the TARDIS and they're in like a meadow.
Yeah.
And he's there on his horse with his metal arm.
He canters up on his horse with his metal arm.
Does the horse have a metal arm?
I'm Ulysses.
It's got a metal leg.
Yes, the horse has a metal arm as well, just coming out of its front flank. Occasionally swats them with when it wants some bullets.
For some reason, front flank was really funny.
Actually, it could get its own notes, couldn't it? It's got an arm.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Nice. You see, there we go. We did it. This is much more interesting.
We did that.
Yeah.
William Shatner on a horse in the meadow with a metal arm, and the horse has a metal arm as well. And this is reassuring.
He's going, I've always been afraid of that jump. Maybe it's because my horse has got 3 legs.
You kind of don't notice the horse has got a metal arm until occasionally it just keeps going.
Oh, and Lee gives them a solution. He goes, "Well, you don't need to use the jump because the horse has got an arm. It can just dismantle an obstacle and walk calmly through it." And Ulysses says, "Wow, metaphorical."
Brilliant.
And
Okay.
we can get a good, 4 or 5 minutes cutting back and forth out of this. That's fine.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Let's do that. Definitely.
Yeah, this is why Ulysses is the greatest ever Time Lord, because forget about TARDISes and stuff. He's invented a horse with a metal arm.
Has Rassilon got one of them? No. Omega, he managed a hand. Pathetic.
Yeah.
He's always just trying to impress her. Look at this, look. Metal arm.
Yeah. Also, it has drawers at the sides that can extrude warp nacelles. This horse used to be owned by the Inus. A metal arm and took it from him.
Yes, this horse is big on the inside.
There you go.
It's got a bunk bed section. It's all good.
Oh, you just sort of sink inside it like it's on a platform and then get even more smug.
Yeah.
Or stroke camper van, it's kind of
excellent.
All the bases covered. Yeah.
Horse and TARDIS in one.
Yeah.
And butler, you can use it as a butler if you've got a big house with big doors, obviously inside, because horses are tall. But you just kind of come in and have an apple. Yeah, hands you with its metal arm. Great.
He doesn't need to even open the door or hatch or anything to get inside it because it opens it itself with its metal arm.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah,
There
absolutely.
you go, Ulysses.
Great, yeah,
Anything you need to do, yeah.
that's
It's,
brilliant.
it's got all the attachments. It's got a bit that gets stones out of horses' hooves. That's really useful.
Yeah, very, very
Um,
useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a
Yeah.
flamethrower.
What would be brilliant if you had this entire scene with Ulysses on this horse and Lee and Grace, and then at the end of it, he like descends into the horse, and then the horse just stands there. And Grace and Lee are just looking at the horse, and they just back out of the room.
The horse should just go, right, fuck off.
What, a talking horse? Don't be ridiculous.
He doesn't normally talk. I mean, normally he's got a fag on, but it's,
Yeah.
Oh, please be quiet.
okay. So
What does he tell them? Do we need to know what he's told them, or is it just the spectacle of the horse that's enough?
I'm assuming he's given them the next clue for how they need to find him eventually. And
Yeah. And then
maybe
say you need to go
how
and
to
find
defeat
another
House.
console.
Yeah.
That would be quite useful.
Yeah. Cool.
He just says something really abstract. You just gotta go, the end is the beginning.
Something like that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
What? And then he just disappears in the horse.
Yeah, then he descends after he said that. That's what he said.
Yeah.
No, come out the horse. You bastard.
I love the horse just standing there looking at them
Yeah.
till they eventually just back off.
Yeah.
The horses just go, what?
Yeah.
This horse is definitely coming back in another episode.
Absolutely.
This perhaps overshadows the other plotline that's going on, which is the Doctor and Idris building a TARDIS out of parts and flying it through the vortex. She charges the console.
Yeah,
that's really powerful. She charges it with a bit of magic breath, and
not like a ram would charge it. Then she doesn't just go run towards it screaming and headbutt the fucker. But if she did,
maybe she could do that.
We've seen Gillian Anderson doing that to a console. It'd be just amusing.
Yeah, I mean.
Then again, could the audience take that after the previous horse-related scenes? Maybe we should calm it down and get a bit less surreal now. Maybe we should just breathe energy into it.
It would be a thing of beauty, but yeah.
Hey, it's working. I know.
I must admit, those horse race scenes are kind of, they've blown it out of the water.
Yeah, they don't go away, do they?
Yeah, they linger.
They stick with you. It's the arm. You're never quite sure what it's going to do with the arm. It's slightly menacing, even when it's just standing there doing nothing. Any minute now, it might just lash out and flick your nose.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Time Lords are weird. Chang Li standing there eventually going, why did you build that?
So what, the Time Lord horses, do not fuck with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not fuck with them. Right, so they're flying through the vortex now, and Idris sends a message. She sends a message to Pretty, which in the original version is Rory.
Yeah.
So it could be the
Chang Li, won't it?
Anyone really?
Yeah.
The
horse.
Yeah, the horse. So just giving directions basically to the other console room and taking down. They need to get there and take down the shields. So they do that. They went to the console room.
What's the room going to look like?
Yeah, it's not really going to be the coral version, is it?
No.
I suppose it might be the all-white version, maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they're going to do something like that, aren't they? Because that's the only other thing with plaid.
Could be that, or it
It's
could be Tom
gonna
Baker's one,
be Tom's from.
It might be Tom's
classic era Tom. I think.
classic Tom. Yeah, or wood paneling. Yeah.
Oh no, they wouldn't do the wood planning. Well, that's what
No,
they
they
did. I mean,
do
they took
the
that one and made it into the main console room in McGann's era, didn't they? Really, so the
Suppose
wooden
so.
console and things.
So for proper
So
contrast, it's got to be the white one. Yeah.
it'll be the white one, yeah.
yeah.
With
That,
Barry
that
Newman.
lovely Pyramids of Mars one that you hardly ever see
Oh,
again.
that's nice. That is nice. I do like that.
They'll have adapted those.
I want to know where its scanner is.
Yeah.
Mind you, Pertwee had spent half of his time having a scanner stuck into his roundel, so what the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have got it wrong though. It'll be slightly too big and the
We
wrong
will have
shape.
got it wrong. People like me will still be going on about it to this day.
Yeah.
No.
You know, it's like Adventure in Space and Time. It's 95% there. Really, guys? You couldn't just do the extra bits. Fuck you.
So yeah, they need to get there. Nephew's around as well. Nephew's pursuing them, being a bit villainous, a bit threatening.
Oh, can we have a bit where like Nephew's just tracking them down, and then suddenly out of a door adjacent, this horse's hoof just goes and smacks them right into the wall, and the horse pokes his head round and winks, and they go, thanks. And he just goes, but then he just stays, his head just stays there. Again, he just lingers.
Just stares at them.
Yeah, just stares at them. Yeah, yeah.
That's another fag, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we ever decide what Nephew was?
Wirren.
Oh, he's a wirrn.
He's a wirrn.
Excellent. Kind of afraid cybernetic horse kicking shite out of a wirrn. This is great.
Yeah, just chittering after him.
Yeah.
Oh, the horse just grabs him and then like eats him.
Ooh.
And he's kind of sort of too big for the horse's mouth, and they're just kind of watching this and going, yeah, we kind of thought this horse couldn't get any weirder. And it's now eating a wirrn.
Really slowly, painstakingly.
No.
Punching on it like a sugar cube, yeah. Okay.
Or it could dunk the wirrn in a massive vat of lemonade. Because that's how you get rid of wasps, you know, they just go and die in the sweet stuff that they crave.
It's got a massive vat of lemonade, presumably. Okay.
Of course it has. It's got an arm. It can do what it likes, this horse. It's got William Shatner living inside it. It's got cupboards. Probably full of Bovril.
Yeah. It's got a massive cup of Bovril, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Maybe the horse is called Bovril. There we go. We can use that.
There you go.
There we are.
Excellent job.
All makes sense now.
Ah, it's
See?
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. You thought it was nonsense.
It rhymes.
So yeah, long story short, they they get to the console room and House is still there. Basically, House is kind of still talking to him. He lets Nephew in to kill them.
Yeah.
So perhaps he's not quite dead. So yeah.
He's only been nibbled by the horse.
It'd be like, you know, you squash a spider and one of its legs still moves. Maybe like a wirrn leg that just manages to open the door or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately for this wirrn leg, the doctor just land on it. It vaporizes.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's fucked at that point. Yeah.
Poor wirrn leg. Onion.
As the doctor says, you're breathing in. So it's nice.
How about time, Ram?
Time Ram? You couldn't do it in that old crock.
Woomph. Time, Ram. Londoners.
It's the bit where the doctor gives his explanation. He's going, she's a woman and she's the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, did you wish really hard? Which is just
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best line of it.
Absolutely superb.
And perfectly delivered. I mean,
Yes.
spot on.
Yes. And I don't see why any of that should change either. And a lot of the dialogue, I've never seen anything, I mean, apart from story points, where we have to change a word.
Yeah. The dialogue's
Matt
superb.
Smith actually seems to fit quite well with the Eighth Doctor. All this sort of youthful enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Telemovie version, anyway.
Yeah, they both do the sort of arm waving type.
Yeah, twirl about a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine McGann going for a fez if he saw one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. House can still kill them. He can evacuate the oxygen or let off massive amounts of radiation. Basically, he's like, what are you going to do? Idris is dying. Her 18 minutes is up. So we get some cleverness here. The Doctor offers to let House into the main universe if he'll let them go. And says, yeah, I trust you. All you have to do is delete rooms. And House says, well, I'll just delete the one you're in then. The Doctor's like, oh, no, really? Uh, and of course, he does that, and then the failsafe puts them back in the main console room, which is exactly where Idris needs to be. House has spent the entire story trying to get Idris far away from them, but Idris dying in the main console room means the Matrix goes back into the TARDIS.
It's a shame it's called the Matrix, isn't it? It's just a confusing name.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. No.
Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense either.
I assume it's not
the kind of general. No, it doesn't make sense.
No, it can't be the main repository of time of
It
knowledge.
does fit in with the whole I am harmony thing.
It does. It does fit that. Yeah, rather.
Yeah.
They would call it the Matrix as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They absolutely would. Yeah.
Oh, I might just call it the soul of the TARDIS. It probably should just emphasize that soul kind of side of it.
Yeah.
A bit schmaltzy about it, you know.
Quasi-religious aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So house is destroyed, basically. The TARDIS is puissant again, destroys house straight away. And then we got a final appearance of Idris as a kind of a vision.
Yeah.
Where she gets to say hello.
Yeah.
And Matt Smith acts his little socks off.
Yes. Totally does. Yeah.
Tears rolling down his face. It's great. And then that's that, really. We cut to later on. The Doctor's doing repairs, and they have some chat about the ongoing series plot.
Yeah.
Which is not about Ulysses in the Matt Smith version, but I suppose would be here.
But it is about this, yeah.
It is here.
Kind of explaining about the horse and everything.
No, really, there was this horse.
There was this horse. It had an arm.
A mechanical arm coming out of its flank.
We didn't dream it.
Seriously. Your dad was in it, man.
The Doctor's going, well, he's not here now, so, you know.
Yeah.
Where is he? Yeah.
I'm going to have a final shot of it where ghostly Idris materializes on the meadow next to the horse, and Shatner rises up and holds out his hand, and Idris mounts the horse and they ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, or it just sits there again, and the two of them are stuck on the back of the horse. Embarrassed.
That's another
She
thing.
mounts the horse by the horse, kind of offering a metal hand.
Yeah.
Get up.
And then they all just sit there. My favorite thing about the horse, the fact that at the end of every scene it just stays there. And it just looks at you.
And the camera just kind of pans to one side until the horse.
It ain't gonna shift. You're gonna have to go.
Ensplinment. Shall we spleen?
Yes.
Was it better or was it worse?
I think some of the subtlety will be lost in the dialogue because America.
Yeah.
And since the subtlety in the dialogue is what makes an awful lot of it, probably a little bit worse.
Yeah. Apart from the horse, obviously.
Apart from the horse, which does make and
the horse has got very subtle dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the horse doesn't need dialogue; you can just do it with a look. It goes on for about 20 minutes.
Like a version of Snoopy, you know. It's got that kind of
just like that. That's it. Stairs.
You do that thing that like the cats do when you walk into a room where a cat's kind of sleeping, and they'll just look at you like, "What?
What the fuck are you doing in here?" Yeah.
It's usually when you walked in on them doing a poo, isn't it? They're like, what?
I thought they could do that other thing that cats do, where you walk into a room where everything's you walk in perfectly calmly, and the cat looks at you in amazement and just goes. I'm like, I've walked into a room.
Eating across the ceiling, yeah.
As I've done 1 billion times.
See it put in a cartoon, the cat's lying there calmly. It gets a message from the cat mothership. Eyes go big. There's away, yeah. None of which is well done. But yeah.
No. So I mean, the horse tippet and Shatner and everything, I suppose. Yeah. Maybe
it might be better. Yeah.
So drag less in the middle.
Drag less, yes, definitely. I mean, that definitely improves that section. I mean, the fact they had a bit of corridor and Arthur Darvill giving it some, and that was it.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a shame.
It's funny you mentioned actually about the whole sort of incel bit. I've never much liked that scene either. It just doesn't sit well.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well. I don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd done something else there.
Yeah.
Maybe something involving a horse with a metal arm.
I think something along those lines. They should have just splashed out, got Shatner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a horse.
Acquiesced to his horse demands and got on with it.
Yeah.
But no.
Sometimes you have to acquiesce to Shatner's horse demands.
Indeed.
Yes. Thing is about the original, I think it's like a kind of red hot idea that they've kind of then went, how do we stretch this out to 45 minutes? And and 45 minutes isn't a long time, but it does seem sort of tortuously stretched out to that level.
There's not much plot. No.
Yeah.
It is all about the Doctor gets to meet the TARDIS and which is a good idea.
And they both do it so well. I would have gone with that more, but hey, it's the age-old thing if you have to find something for the companions to do.
Yeah, I'm glad we got this for McGann, because we could never have stretched this out to 4 episodes.
No.
In a million years.
No. Can you imagine William Hart with this? Fuck.
Well, I'd love to. I mean, yeah.
7 episodes of the
Yeah. Idris gets incarnated as, I don't know, Twiggy or something like that and runs over and starts tugging William Hartnell. Excellent.
Ian and Barbara would have to go after the Cradle of Needles for a bit, yeah.
It would. That absolutely is. Is that a euphemism?
It might be.
How do you go to the Cradle of Needles, Barbara?
Oh, yes.
Let's have a bit of the winter. I'll do number, shall I?
I could have Stephen going, a horse with an arm?
Next, you'll be telling me you met someone called Anus.
We've got Sylvester McCoy.
Okay.
Again.
Yep. I was tempted to go, it's Patrick Troughton. Call back to that gag earlier, but I thought, no. They'll never trust me again.
No.
And the story is 258.
Ooh, okay. It is the Zygon invasion / inversion. With McCoy.
Wow.
Yeah. Did not see that coming.
No. It's going to be worse.
Yeah.
William Shatner to fall back on.
It does make weird things with the Zygon continuity because, of course, we had Day of the Doctor in the 3rd Doctor's era.
Oh.
That presumably was the first appearance of the Zygons. And then the Zygons turned up again in the 6th Doctor era.
Right.
In Terror of the Zygons. And now here they are again.
Right, in the 7th.
In the 7th.
Yeah.
Might have to think about that. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
It's got a deep callback.
I mean, on the one hand, it's got the kind of, you could see them politicizing the hell out of it. Oh, era. I mean, it's quite a political story anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or not politicizing it and then 30 years later going, oh, no, it was really political.
I can't see the McCoy era having enough money to do this story.
There's no way they've got enough money. It's going to be in a holiday camp.
Yeah.
Barry Island. That's where it's going to take place.
Yeah.
It's going to be something like that.
When they shoot down the Doctor, he's in a bus, basically.
Yeah. If they shoot down the Doctor at all.
Yeah.
Should we stick with it or should we create it?
Oh, I think let's go with it. I think the more impossible they are, probably the better episode it is.
I've used my grade anyway, but yeah, I'd probably concur with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with it then.
All right.
Okay, that was Time Ram. What about that horse, with an arm? I didn't see that one coming. I've been Paul Ferry, and I'd like to thank my co-hosts, Rupert Booth.
Thinking about it, actually, because Shatner runs horse farms where he produces horses. So if you're there at the right time, you might see it coming.
Thanks for that. And Barry Williams.
I've got nothing to add to that.
Yeah. We'd like to thank Ben Jones for providing our music. If you'd like to follow us on X, formerly Twitter, if you're still there, I'm at PaulFerry8, Baz is at BazTimeRam, and Rup is at Rupert Booth.
I should probably add an addendum to this, which is I have now created a Blue Sky account, which is also
I'm
at
very
Baz
close to doing a Blue Sky account today. Twitter started a new thing whereby it's got a little thing at the side, and half of it's about Elon Musk.
Yeah, I can't justify giving money to the evil one, so yes, I think I will be deleting my X account fairly shortly.
I can't really abandon it because that's where the fan base is. But...
I mean, this episode doesn't go out until January, so I mean, obviously, I'm just leaving it there for a bit. But yeah, I'm planning to move to Blue Sky, so
we might be there, we might not be there.
Yeah,
might be
I'll probably be at both.
Yeah. Anyway, Baz and I are also on Tumblr, tumbling all over the place. We also have a page on Facebook, and
is that a muscular problem?
Yeah, it's
drunkenness.
Just general like the beginning of the Arcade Space.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, Tumblr. You can
I
always
know what you mean. You mean beginning of Revenge of the Cybermen.
Beginning of Revenge of the Cybermen.
No, I was thinking the same thing. What you're wandering around on Tumblr and suddenly your caskets get opened and the wirrns violate you. Hey, the internet.
Sorry, what were you saying about Tumblr, Baz?
I was just saying you can always find mad shit on Tumblr. I do enjoy it, but obviously it wasn't quite as mad as what you just came up with there. But yeah, there's often entertaining things.
Yeah. We also have a page on Facebook and a website at timeram.com. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can find us on Patreon, where you can get more of this nonsense for a modest donation. Or you can leave us a review wherever you get your podcast from, which is cheaper, but doesn't put food on the table. Join us next time for the 7th Doctor in the Zygon Invasion version. Bye. Bye. A great toy, wouldn't it? The toy,
with pop-up William Shatner action.
Yeah, the action figure sort of tie-ins to this series.
Yeah.
Ulysses and Horse.
Yeah, I can happily do an entire series. I'm a half tempted to say maybe we should abandon Time Ram and just start spitballing ideas for Ulysses and the Horse. Bovril. The horse is called Bovril. I know that now.
Bovril.
Ulysses and Bovril. I'd watch it.
With convincing worm-eating action.
Absolutely, yeah. We're in sold separately. Battery's not included.
Direction point! A Doctor Who podcast network.